Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of the IWC Radio podcast. I'm Smoot, along with Chucks and Will. Bean's unfortunately not with us this evening. Presumably, he's...
He retired.
Yeah.
He hit 77 and decided it was time to get out.
What? Wow.
Makes sense.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
That leads right into our main story this week, which the news broke yesterday that Vince McMahon, as you see on the screen here, retired at 77.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah. Crazy, I know, right?
Oh.
You know,
See that one coming.
you pay like $14 million to, keep some sexual misconduct under wraps, and next thing you know, you're out of the company. I'm funny how that works.
Are we just gonna slag the guy off because he made a mistake?
He made a mistake.
Well, okay.
A
number
mistake?
of mistakes.
The same mistake repeatedly. He only made one mistake, he just did it a lot of times.
Yeah.
I don't know. I said yesterday on Twitter. I think there's obviously something about to come out by all accounts, something big that hasn't already come out. From what I've seen. So he's kind of jumped before he's pushed, kind of thing.
You think there's something even more?
Well, apparently that's what I've been reading.
What had come out wasn't enough to quit over.
Well, yeah. They were preparing themselves for something to come out soon.
Yeah.
And the theory is that he's jumped so that he doesn't, when it does come out, it doesn't affect the share prices and stuff, and he's not linked to the company anymore, so there's not really much they can do.
Isn't that a bit of like insider trading? Trying to manipulate the stocks?
I suppose
like
it
that?
is in a way. Yeah. If they know about, I suppose it's all about forecasting, isn't it? Shares, if you know something bad's gonna happen, then you make changes to try and make the impact less damaging, I suppose.
They did that 15 years ago. Changes to make impact less damaging. Haha. I don't know if it's insider trading. It's definitely kind of PR related. You want to shield the company as much as possible, which is why he stepped down before these things started coming out. He stepped down from his position. Not enough, obviously, but that was the idea.
Yeah.
I think this is something they would have done regardless of... I don't know if he's going to be losing or making money out of the deal. I don't think that's the thought. It's just, let's get the damaged goods away from the company as much as possible.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a problem. But what could be a problem is just him in general leaving, because he had... It's going back a way. I think it might have even been the limousine explosion. That was supposed to take him off of TV for a while. And he did a couple of angles around that time. Every summer he tried to do something to take himself off of TV. And every time he did, the shareholders would get a little bit like, oh God, is he actually going to... Is this it? Is he going to go?
Yeah.
And the stock price would be affected. It would go down because they were worried that he was the only guy that could ever run this company successfully, obviously.
The visionary.
And without Vince around, everything's going down.
Yeah.
Which is why he stuck around so long, I think. So maybe just him leaving is going to do the damage.
I think normally you might be right, but I think they've got enough already in place. The likes of Nick Khan and Stephanie obviously is still she's still a McMahon, isn't she? So.
Yeah, but it's all about shareholders though. Do they know these people? Do they trust them? Are they confident that everything will be all right without the man around?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
The question's going to be asked.
They will be fine.
That's what I mean. Yeah, the question will be asked. Don't get me wrong, but I can't see anything major happening in terms of the share price or anything like that.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that one because I think if we're watching as fans, or not watching as as lapsed fans maybe, and we're going to say, I still have confidence in the company. It'll be all right. If I had some like savings invested in the company, and something this big is happening, I might pull my savings out just for a little while and see how things go. Because I don't imagine that things are going to get better. I don't think the company's going to get stronger like immediately. This isn't going to be a good thing short term.
No.
So I don't know. If I was betting on it, I'd say, yeah, maybe now's not the time. No.
I can see that point of view. Yeah.
But as you know, I see yours as a fan. This is actually quite exciting. This is great. This is coming off.
Oh yeah.
Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? They said they're going back to TV 14. Now Vince is
Yeah.
gone. They've put Triple H is back in charge of something. I can't remember exactly what, but Steph and Nick Khan are now co-CEOs.
Yeah.
This is positive for us anyway, for the fans.
Also, it's not happened yet, but the rumor is Kevin Dunn is going to be the next to go.
That seemed inevitable. For 20 years, that seemed inevitable.
Yeah.
There was that rumor a while back that we mentioned that Steph and Kevin Dunn don't like each other.
And Triple H doesn't like him either. He is Vince's guy.
Yeah.
I think, in terms of, as you say, fans watching, I think that's bigger than Vince going, to be honest. Because what you're seeing every week was Kevin Dunn's ideas. And if he's not there, then it opens it up for new stuff to happen and new things to make the show look and feel a bit different than what we've seen for the last 20 years.
The look of the show for sure, and now Vince isn't screaming in headsets anymore.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually watch SmackDown yesterday. I'm hoping you guys did, and you could tell me if it is noticeably different. I did see someone on Twitter saying I can actually tell the commentary is a little, I don't know what the word was. It's different anyway.
I never noticed it dramatically.
I mean, Cole is going to be Cole, right?
Yeah. The one thing I did notice when they had, we'll get to SmackDown later, I suppose, but they had the New Day on commentary during the tag match, and I think it was Xavier Woods. I couldn't quite hear it properly, but I think it was him. They were listing the accomplishments of the Viking Raiders, including the tag title reigns in Ring of Honor and New Japan.
Oh.
And I thought, he wouldn't be saying that if Vince was there.
The two companies most associated with the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems, just I mean, you know what he was like. Just mention anything outside of WWE.
It was rare.
Very rarely happens.
I think the last time Ring of Honor was mentioned was probably that CM Punk pipe bomb promo.
You might be right.
Yeah. I mean, with Vince out of the picture, it's possible that this might open the door to some sort of collaboration with WWE, and maybe like a Ring of Honor, perhaps.
The Tony Khan owned Ring of Honor. I
Yeah.
don't know about that one.
Yeah,
Impact, even Impact's closer to AEW.
I mean, there was Mickey James, Impact's own, at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Triple H is a big indie fan, isn't he? He's into excuse me. He's into the indie wrestling, and remember they did that show with, was it Evolve?
They bought Evolve, didn't they?
Yeah, they bought it.
They ended up buying them, didn't they? But didn't they put our NXT guys on the Evolve show? And
some of the lesser guys, yeah, they did.
yeah. So he's definitely got some kind of form in that regard. Whether or not
for the last 3 years, Tony Khan's been making those connections. He's been working a lot closer with just about everyone. And now I don't know if there's going to be like a loyalty issue that someone like Impact isn't going to want to work with WWE now when they've already had some like working relationships with AEW. Or if maybe you go much smaller and I don't know what Game Changer or what's going on over here at the moment was it ICW that was a big thing up in Scotland?
Yeah, the Scottish. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he going to
It
go
would-
kind of abroad? Is he going to work with all Japan, or is he going to look for like the secondary thing everywhere?
He's actually appeared on a ICW show, Triple H.
Really?
I think it was
Remember?
McIntyre. Something invited him
McIntyre did,
back,
yeah.
and he turned up. And, yeah. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't think we're gonna see. We're not gonna see New Japan on Raw next week.
No.
It's gonna happen. If anything's gonna happen, it'll be a slow process, and it'll be maybe 1 or 2.
Then again, Nick Khan is, in my opinion, an idiot. So
Or maybe Nick Khan will see his namesake on the other side.
maybe.
Yeah.
I think we're all Khans together.
You can't be that bad, right? Yeah.
We're all Khans together. Let's work together.
Or do you think, as has been speculated all over the Twitters today, that maybe Vince McMahon is all elite?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Lots of reasons why not.
Comes out.
It would
No
be fun.
chance. Yeah, it would be kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, I think like I said, I think it's gonna happen straight away. Probably not for a couple of years, maybe. But I think it definitely opens the door, though. The forbidden door.
Hey.
It definitely cracks it ajar slightly. Stuff that you would have thought wouldn't happen maybe last week, I think maybe slightly more likely to now.
Oh yeah. There's big changes. Hopefully, big changes coming. The fear has always been that Steph would take over and just want to run things in her dad's image. Want to keep.
I think you'll
let's just
get
do
that
it
for
this
a bit. I think
Yeah.
you will see that for a little while at least, and then just maybe out of respect for her dad, she's not going to want to come in and say, right, we're changing everything.
But they should. They really should.
Oh, they should.
It's time. It's so long overdue just to shake things up. And actually shake things up now. Don't just say it. On Friday we're going to shake things up and then not do anything. Actually, make a few changes. Make Monday nights Raw again. Bring back Raw Underground.
Make Monday Night Raw again. That
That
sounds
catchphrase that lasted a week.
sounds dangerously like a campaign to me.
It was, and believe it or not, it came from Mick Foley of all people.
It did, didn't it? I remember.
If you had Vince McMahon's money, I don't know if he's a legit billionaire, but he's definitely close. How much would it take for you to do High Spot's shoot interview?
I don't know. I don't know if there's a number that High Spots could put out.
No, I think Vince is probably aiming a bit higher than High Spots.
RF video? I don't know. Kayfabe commentaries? I don't think they're still around, are they?
They're just the video on demand service.
It's Peacock or nothing, pal.
Exactly.
That was also a fun question that was going around today. What would you call a Vince McMahon podcast?
Question.
Something with grapefruits. I don't know.
Something with grapefruits. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think We're Live Pal is already taken. Some stuff like that.
Steaks and something. I don't know.
Something like No Chance in Hell. Something like that.
No Chance in Hell. I thought maybe Quite Frankly.
How I got away with it for 15 years.
I did see. We used to have there was a show on the old Wrestling Radio Network. It was called In This Very Ring.
There you go.
Two guys. I can't remember the names. But yeah.
Oh, what a maneuver!
What a maneuver?
Yeah.
Isn't that was a podcast already?
Pretty good. I quite like
No, it used to be
Not really.
it used to be a t-shirt company, and then they kind of self-imploded when they were promoting some QAnon asshole, and everybody kind of like canceled them.
Okay.
So,
I did see quite a good reply. I think it was I can't remember her name now. She was Renee Young. I can't remember her name these days.
Renee Paquette, probably. Again.
That's
Or
the
Renee Moxley, or Renee Good, or
Yeah.
Renee Ambrose. I don't know. More names than John Morrison, that one.
She said pretty much as soon as the news come out, she tweeted something about, "Do you think he'll come on my podcast?" To which someone replied, "I think oral sessions was the reason he got into this in the first place."
Yeah, that was pretty good. I saw that too. Oh man. Yeah, no, that it'd be wild if he does the podcast with her. Yeah, I mean, he already did the Pat McAfee show. It'd be interesting if he does it again as just Vince McMahon rather than Mr. McMahon.
Yeah.
He bats the microphone like a cat again.
There's going to be so much that he doesn't say, so many stories and stuff that go to the grave with that guy that everyone wants to hear that life story.
I'm very disappointed with it. Seems like we're not going to get this Netflix documentary now.
Yeah, we're not going to get that. We're not going to get the book, or if we are, it's going to be a while because there's a lot of editing that's going to need to happen there. Remember, quite a while ago now, I just found it on an old hard drive. Ric Flair did like a 9-hour shoot interview. You remember that one? He was really hurting for money, and High Spot said, like, we'll give you 30 grand or something, and we'll record you all day. And he went into detail about his whole life, his whole career. I want one of those for Vince. Yeah, how much there must be. Things that he's forgotten, I imagine. If I could get him and Dave Meltzer together, because like there's going to be a lot of holes that I'm pretty sure Dave could fill in. There's a lot of stories there.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Speaking of Ric Flair, I don't know if you saw the.
He tweeted something, didn't he? I didn't see what it was, but I've seen.
Well, I've seen his last match is finalized now.
Yeah, exactly. The promo for it.
Jeff Jarrett, isn't it?
Yeah, hold on, I'm just trying to find it. I think it was before Wednesday, which means I have to scroll down quite a bit. But yeah, I think it's next week, the Ric Flair's final match against.
Yes, it's the day after SummerSlam, isn't it?
Yeah. Jay Lethal's involved. Jeff Jarrett's involved. If I can find it, yeah, here we are. Hold on. Throw it to the Chrome. I don't know if we'll get claimed here, but I'll play a little bit of it.
Oh! Come on!
What the hell?
Yeah! Give me your shoe! Yeah. Give me your shoe!
Give me your shoe! Give me your shoe! He just bludgeons him with a shoe. And then Flair starts. And then Flair starts getting busted open. They're bleeding on the ground. Yeah, I'll play the rest for you.
Jay Lethal.
Yeah. Just because of YouTube, don't want to play it safe here. I mean, there's like Jim Crockett right there, which a lot of people. I did see one person say that that Vince finally retires after Jim Crockett holds one more event. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I thought it was pretty funny.
Shut up, Crockett! Home man never liked your again! Stop!
Who's the woman then?
Karen Jarrett.
Oh, that's Karen Jarrett.
Yeah.
I loved you! Okay? I loved you, you son of a... I loved you!
And of course he's a...
How's Ric Flair Day look now? How's the fairgrounds? The house that Jared built?
So there you go.
Why is Jeff Jarrett beating the crap out of Ric Flair in the car park?
That's a great question.
He's gonna be part of the match, I think. I think it's like a tag match.
I understand that bit, but yeah.
See if I can find it.
Anyway. I am actually intrigued to watch this next week. It's like, there's a word for it, isn't there? When you see a car crash and you slow down.
Yeah.
It's basically that. And
Morbid curiosity, I think they call it.
That's it.
Yeah, the undercard looks alright. It's not blowing anyone away, but the Crimson's on it, apparently. I've just seen that's. I haven't seen Crimson for a while. And Kizarni, wow. No, I definitely have to see it. Yeah, there's some guys in here. The Wolves and the Motor City Machine Guns. That would be great. We've got a 4-way, including Nick Wayne, who everyone is hyping big time. He's only 16. But apparently he is incredible for his age. And he's pretty much been promised an AEW contract when he turns 18. So there's high hopes for this guy. He's there. Josh Alexander's on it, so be nice to see him. I haven't seen a lot of him. And then Ric Flair finally retiring.
For now.
For now. He's only 73. 77 was retirement age.
Speaking of, by the way, yesterday was the 28 years to the day of Vince McMahon being cleared of all charges on the steroid trial. Which was wild.
Oh, was it?
Wild today.
That's a really small cup of coffee he's holding.
Yeah.
Is that what that was? It looks like a sample, like a urine sample cup.
I thought it was a semen sample.
Yeah.
Pull that back up here. Hold on.
He's just walking around really happy with his semen sample cup.
Look what I did.
Well, it says something about deli.
Well, you don't want to be doing that at a deli.
No.
So, I don't know.
It's a tiny cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Is that what coffees looked like in the mid-90s?
I guess, maybe.
Mini cups of coffee.
Should we get into the thumbs up, thumbs down of the week?
This feels like a bit of a come down. It's a thumbs up for Vince retiring finally. I guess that's the easy transition. I'm happy about it. I never thought it would actually happen. We've been talking about it over the last few weeks. If anything was gonna make him do it, it's something like this. He was never gonna choose to do it. But now things can actually happen. It's like a forest fire clearing the way for new things to grow.
Oh, look at this.
Wow!
There we go.
Nice. Vince finally retiring in my thumbs up category.
Yeah.
Big ups for Vince finally just taking some time off for himself.
You need to get sick more often.
Get really productive.
I made this last week, I think, before I got sick. So.
And also, I want to, while I'm on the subject of good things that happened this week, I want to give maybe even bigger shout-outs to who's the guy, Mark Sterling, for taking the best cake in the face that I've seen in wrestling for maybe 10 years. There's been a lot of really disappointing cakes in the face lately. But that cake basically stayed, almost the whole cake stayed on his face.
Yeah, you ate it in one bite.
What was this? Just on Dynamite, was it?
That was Dynamite, yeah.
I must have missed that. Let's look it up.
Mark Sterling cake face.
There you go.
There's been quite a few, like the last few cake spots I've seen. The cake's gone in, but I don't know if the icing's too thick or whatever. But it just bounces right off. But this one, this was great.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it here. Here it is.
We've got the video.
Oh, we got it.
There it is.
No, it's just the shot there.
Oh,
What would be your thumbs down this week?
That's a good question. I'll let you guys be positive first. Maybe come back to me.
Well, speaking of positive, my thumbs down of the week is being COVID, or having COVID rather. Being COVID positive.
Yeah, that's no fun.
But it has not been fun, no. So that's why I feel a little bit under the weather. Hopefully I'll sound a little bit normal next week, but hopefully in the next few days, this kind of goes away. I do think it's a bit... In my personal experience, it feels like you just have like the flu or something, or just like a really strong cold. I think the harshest stuff is behind me, so. The other thumbs down that I have: Eddie Kingston not winning a big main event match from AEW Dynamite. Yeah, it didn't make sense that, Kingston loses the match, but still has the big high spot of tossing Jericho into the barbed wire bed outside of the ring. And that's how they ended Dynamite. And then there's like bonus footage of them transporting Jericho out of that mesh onto a gurney. My thumbs up would have to be the ad-libbing of the Jericho Appreciation Society members to squeeze out of the shark cage because Ty Conti couldn't unlock the door in time.
yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Pretty good ad-lib.
They just squeezed out of the bars.
I mean, it was suspended up in midair, so it kind of makes sense why they didn't do it, while they're up,
Sure.
high. But while they're on the ground, I mean, it's live TV, pal. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, no, I guess it's a shark cage, right? A shark couldn't fit between those bars. But it just seems like it's not a very effective prison if you can squeeze out of the bars.
Right.
I think it was Matt Menard got stuck in there because his head is too big to fit through.
Yeah.
He's got a big square head. So he had to wait for Ty to finally cage door open.
Another thumbs up that I have is the barbed wire everywhere living up to its name.
There was barbed wire on the microphone.
Yep.
That was pretty good.
On the ring bell, everywhere. This kind of leads me to my third one. Like they
You
had.
have another? Wow,
Well,
was it? Wait.
yeah, hold on. If I can find it, I think I closed out of it. Hold on one sec here. Hold on. Yeah, there was like a shark at the announce table, and it was wrapped in barbed wire, as you can see here.
Nice. Barbed wire shark.
And the third one, let me pan down the music here, is this bizarre quote from Jim Ross about being the bitch in AEW. Here you go.
And Jade just doesn't even want to get in the ring. She's saying, hey, you deal with Hogan.
As Jermaine Dupri and Stokely Hathaway. Oh!
That's on a championship attitude, Taz. You know that as well as I do.
I know. I'm aware.
Rolling her eyes. I'm cool. I'm a bitch. Yeah, I'm the bitch. I'm a bitch.
Nonetheless.
So there you go.
Quite odd to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there you go.
JRST bitch.
Will, what do you have?
I don't really know. I'm trying to. Thumbs down. Let's start with that.
Okay.
From SmackDown last night was the segment with McIntyre and Sheamus. Where Sheamus has basically challenged him to a match next week. Sheamus didn't quite know what he wanted the match to be. They were stood in the ring with a table which had a cover over it. And he took the cover off, and for a minute I thought it was a table full of adult toys. But apparently there were shillelaghs. And he said he wanted to have a shillelagh match. Which then he said he wanted to have, I think he said, a good old-fashioned Irish Donnybrook match. And I think that's what the graphic actually said on the screen as well.
It's because they don't know how to spell shillelagh.
Probably.
That's what Google's for.
And then they had the same segment. McIntyre sliced one of the shillelaghs in half with his sword. To which there was also a pyro, which I didn't really understand. Why is the pyro going off when he swings his sword?
Shillelagh is full of gunpowder?
Well, something's full of gunpowder because there was an explosion somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe he hits it so hard things explode.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. And the thumbs up. We've sort of mentioned it in the Vince news, but I think it's kind of being overlooked because of the Vince news. Triple H coming back to his old job.
Oh yeah. So it'd be a thumbs up?
Yeah. I think more forgetting about what he can do in the job and stuff, and obviously we don't want Vince doing it anymore. Just the fact that he's back, he's obviously healthy enough to do it. So all power to him.
Chucks, do you have a thumbs down?
I'm looking around for stories and I keep coming up with thumbs ups. Here is a picture of Nyla Rose. That's a thumbs up.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. There was what have I got here? A picture of Gunther in amazing shape. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like I say, Triple H coming back. That's good. That's hopefully good. There was something else for this somewhere around here. Oh, William Regal explaining why Wheeler was able to survive 2 pile drivers.
What did he say, mister?
Well, I mean, it's going to be stupid whatever he does, but he said he rationally explained how it's possible to kick out of that combo, emphasized that Wheeler is a bright kid learning from techniques from the best, didn't diminish Chucks or Trent's defensive technique. He said Wheeler learned from his teammates to tilt his head to reduce the damage. Like, that's good. No, that's a thumbs up.
Oh.
I'm putting that in a thumbs down.
Oh, sorry.
I'm giving him credit. I've seen too many good things this week. Okay, so my thumbs down this week is going to be more of a regret that I didn't think of it from past weeks. Well, maybe we did a little bit. I think I should have gone harder anyway. The disappointing build-up for Forbidden Door, I'm still kind of burned up about that. So I'm going to say the disappointing build-up for Ric Flair's last match. That beating outside the
footage
car
you saw?
for no good reason, stealing the shoe. That it sucks. I need more than that.
Yeah.
I don't know why Jeff Jarrett hates Ric Flair. Can you explain that to me? No.
I cannot.
So,
sorry.
no, exactly. So that's my thumbs down this week. The bill for Ric Flair's last match is practically non-existent, and like Forbidden Door, I think if they had just done nothing, it would have been better.
Yeah, I go with that.
Why does Jeff Jarrett hate Ric Flair?
There you go. All
There's
right.
probably history there.
Maybe.
Nothing that comes to mind.
Maybe he watched Dark Side of the Ring.
Jeff Jarrett
Maybe he
doesn't
did.
appreciate Ric Flair's behavior on planes 20 years ago.
Yeah. And he's finally teaching him a
okay.
lesson. So So there you go. That's the thumbs up, thumbs down of the week. Should we? Well, I mean, we kind of briefly discussed some of the shows. Fighter Fest Night 2 was pretty good. A lot of people didn't like the ending. It was way too chaotic.
With the barbed
seemed a
wire.
bit rushed to me. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were running out of time.
Yeah.
But everything else seemed alright from what I remember. There was also a shark mascot named Chompy to promote Shark Week.
Chompy.
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 Okay.
Oh, there he is, Chompy. Yeah.
That's a thing.
And then they had these, like... I really want one of these here now. With these, like, these fin hats. These shark fin hats.
Yeah, there was a lot of those fins going around.
Yeah, they looked awesome.
Shove it on his face.
Yeah. And there's also The Rock, who's the master of ceremonies for Shark Week, getting this picture-in-picture, side-by-side ad spot here during Dynamite.
There we go.
Yeah.
There he is. We still haven't seen Cena in AEW.
Confirmed, isn't it?
I mean, with Vince out of the picture, anything's possible. Anything's possible. I wouldn't be surprised if either of them do like an appearance in there. It's gonna happen, I'm telling you.
I've got a slight thumbs up actually again, but sorry, we can on SmackDown last night, some excellent punnery, if that's a word. They were advertising the next week on Raw. They're doing the 20th anniversary of Mysterio. And they initially advertised it as a Rey Mysterio celebration, which obviously makes sense.
Did they change it to celebration?
They did. I'm trying to find the graphic on SmackDown. They only did it on SmackDown, but yeah, it was a celebration. I thought it was quite good.
Stay in the chat.
Still with me, it was quite good.
Stay in the chat. It says Vince screwed Vince, and also the women who weren't his wife.
Yeah, that seems to be true. Yeah,
it appears to be the case.
Yeah. Oh yeah, SmackDown. That was another thing. It was like there was that rumor going around that Brock Lesnar walked out.
Oh, that was gonna be my thumbs up. Brock Lesnar trolling the internet.
Yeah. Certainly did that.
There was a rumor that he'd walked out because he wasn't happy with Vince retiring.
And everything was overblown.
Apparently he said, if he's gone, I'm gone. He walked out, they tried to get him back, and then he actually did come back, right?
They said, come back, and he said, okay. And that was it.
It's just that simple.
Yeah. Well, apparently, the story I read today, that they made it seem like it was like a last minute thing, but apparently he'd been there since like 8:30. So he'd been there for most of the show. And I did like McAfee and Cole's little subtle hint at the internet when he come out, and obviously he's walking down the aisle and McAfee shouts, "I thought that," and then he stopped himself, and then Cole went, "Yeah, so did I." We're supposed to fill in the blanks, I think. But,
I thought he walked out.
Well, that was it. They never specifically mentioned that he was there or not. So it was an odd situation. If he was, I think something must have gone on for us to get out like that. But I don't think it was. I think it might have been blown out of proportion. But it was a bit of an odd SmackDown. Nothing really happened apart from the first bit with Stephanie. And then they never mentioned it ever again.
Yeah, it was a historic SmackDown, according to Cole, at the start of the show.
Yeah, they said that. Yeah. but they never mentioned it ever. Do you think it'll be one of them things that they just never mention Vince ever again?
That'd be hilarious.
Just pretend he never happened.
That would
Give
be
him the Benoit treatment.
Yeah.
Small part of me wants that to happen now.
No, I think now he's out. He's going in the Hall of Fame next year.
Oh, do you think?
Really?
I think next year might be too soon.
It might be too soon, but I think they will want to do it. He was never going to put himself in, but now he's out. I think it's going to happen. If you're right and there's a bigger story that comes out, then yeah, too soon.
I don't know.
I mean, if you forget it, I know it's hard to do, especially if you're involved in the stories. But if you forget about what he's apparently done, it would be a shame for him to just go out like this.
Yeah.
You know, obviously we all have our opinion on what he did for wrestling and what he's done to WWE over the last few years. But at the end of the day, he's got a lot to give him credit for, and not in Tony Khan's way. I think it would be a shame that if he goes out like this and he is forgotten about.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't think they'd want to do that. I think, well, maybe they don't get a choice in the matter. Maybe there is more to come, and he is slowly forgotten about.
Well, I mean, they have to move on, but I don't know, he's been the man there for forever.
Forever, yeah.
You can't really just pretend he never happened.
Maybe they'll have to.
I think he's going to be brought up. I mean, okay, so it's not like Hulk Hogan gets brought up all the time, right?
No.
But he does get mentioned occasionally as one of the all-time greats. Steve Austin too. Like when it makes sense to mention them, it's always in glowing terms, and I think it's going to be the same. Really, they're going to just pretend that the bad stuff never happened, that we don't know about it. Maybe it'll be a while, but we'll hear about him.
Maybe they have to totally get rid of the McMahon name. Stephanie will have to go by a different name.
Stephanie Helmsley. The McMahon Helmsley era has actually begun.
Yeah.
That would be something. What about Shane?
What about Shane?
What about Shane? Exactly. What about Shane?
That's kind of crazy how he even...
Shane.
Yeah, what was this, by the way?
Well, that was a bit weird as well.
On Monday.
Didn't quite get it, but that was all about.
With Titus O'Neil just, doing stuff.
It was basically saying, I think this was kind of related actually, because apparently the decision to be made for Vince to retire was made last week.
Yeah.
According to what I've read. And then they had Titus O'Neil go out and do this weird promo about how great WWE is and how, it's all the cheesy catchphrases, they put smiles on faces and stuff. And I don't know, it just seemed a bit of an odd thing to do, especially considering everything that was going on. Was it done to remind us, how great WWE is? For a reason? Are we about to find something out that we don't like?
They could always remind us how great WWE is by being great.
Well, yeah. This promo as well, it's got to be Edge, hasn't it?
Yeah, the Mick Foley jacket.
Oh, with the fire, yeah.
The RKO shirt in a minute. See that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Has to be Edge.
And you can't see me, there's
Cena.
So he did the fire spot with Foley, didn't he, at WrestleMania? Speared him through the flaming table.
Yeah.
The one before was with, the Hardys, and there was some Dudley's glasses or something.
Wasn't there another one shown on Raw? There was two on Raw, wasn't there? There was one where you see whoever it is writing on a mirror in blood.
Huh.
Mm.
And I think it's the I am coming, they say. They write in blood. think it was on that page, and if you go down on the videos,
Let's see.
you
Hold on.
saw that. There you go.
Oh, this one.
Oh yeah.
What
there
do
it
these
is.
messages mean?
It was essentially the same thing.
No, wait.
Oh, there's the goblet of blood there. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Or red viscous liquid.
There's the gears from Full Gear.
It's Tony Khan. He's coming.
Doesn't
I've
get
seen
enough credit.
Undertaker Earn as well.
Bones. Rey Mysterio mask. Okay, yeah, that's one.
Huh.
Is that Seth Rollins?
Yeah. It's an urn.
So they're all like his legendary opponents. I don't remember Seth Rollins being a big
No, I don't
Edge
really.
opponent.
Well, it was. I suppose it was a little bit, wasn't it? He did have that feud for a few months. But he wasn't one of his bigger ones, was he? Really?
Everything else is kind of memorable as like they stand out as Edge's big rivals.
Well, he did go to his house and leave his fridge open. So.
That's true. He did leave his free. Yeah, that's unacceptable.
Yeah. That in itself is legendary. Alrighty. Anything else before we get out of here?
That suppose it is, really is. Seems like a bit of a short show for such a big week, but
Yeah.
I mean, the one story kind of
next week-
dominated the headlines, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
That next week we're gonna have Max Caster and the Ass Boys in a rap battle.
Oh, jeez.
alright. But that was on Rampage, wasn't it?
Oh, that was on Rampage. It's already happened, and I just haven't seen it yet because
I've seen it advertised. I'm sure I've seen it on Rampage. I might be wrong.
Oh, no, I think you could be right there. Ah, I can't wait.
I've just
Alright.
seen a picture of Rey Mysterio with David De Gea. That's a strange picture. Sorry. No,
It's going to make him
one-
look extra short.
It
Standing
does.
next to a goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's a very strange picture. Yeah, that's apparently happening on Raw this week. It's the celebration
Celebration.
of Mysterio's 20 years, and it's in Madison Square Garden as well. So that could be a good show. That must be sort of biting Vince a little bit. The fact that he's gone now.
Well, right before the celebration, you think he'd want to be involved?
Not so much celebration, but I think he probably would like to go to MSG again. You know, it's always been a bit of a home to them. So yeah, apparently as well, a lot of the meeting that they had at SmackDown yesterday, a lot of people were saying that they would have liked to have said goodbye to him, but they weren't given the chance. So it does seem that they are
That's
sort
what a
of
phone is
literally
for.
saying- Yeah, there is that.
Oh, yeah, there was this other story as well. I wanted to kind of cover this. A report that Max Dupree finished with the
Yes,
Maximum
I
Male
see this.
models.
That's ridiculous.
Already?
Wasn't on SmackDown. If we go to the Maximum Male Models website, still there. Founder and director. And then
Then
there's
he got his sister Maxine Dupree with
That's
two
right.
X's, obviously. 'Cause
Yeah,
Yeah.
she appeared last night. It wasn't the one we thought it was going to be. It was